Okay, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Wait, I think there is echo here. Testing.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. So for today is tutorial, but I think there is no tutorial for array. I think I already make it in the class last class. So for today's activity is chapter 3. And please goes to the end of the e-learning. You can see that tutorial individual. Okay. So use your own numbering in programming. Okay, to avoid similarity. Okay, if you look here, okay, when you write something, for example, A equals to 2, B equals to 3, for example, okay, you can just right click and then press print. And then you Microsoft print to PDF. So this PDF, you need to submit it in turning in. Okay. So this is the class ID, this is the password. So submit within the same day of the tutorial. This is just to ensure that you done the activity in class, because this is a practical class. Programming is a practical class, so you need to do it on, or if you don't do it, you cannot understand it. So this is the way to submit it. So make sure you submit it in the turning in this class, and this is the password. Okay, that is what we want to do today is chapter 3. Okay, for chapter 3, we will learn about operation. Okay, so what is operation is basically just plus, minus, multiply, division, power of, conjugate, transpose. Okay, so all of these we will learn in the chapter 3. So as I mentioned before, the objective is to know 3 types of operation: statement, function, and command. And then know the 3 types of statement, understand the operation of arithmetic expression and both metric and array. And lastly, understand the Boolean expression, which is basically a logical 1 and 0. So statement, okay, the first one is statement. It's just a variable equals to expression. So that's it. What is assignment is just that. And then you know what is repetition. And chapter 1, you know that you learn about for and while, the loop back to the top. Okay, that one is a repetition. And then lastly is the decision, if and if else. So the operation will consider all of this. And when you combine all of these operations together, multiple statement, you can create a function. Okay, this function you can just collect all of this all this program to a function that can be used. You can just input the data and then you can produce the output. And then lastly, you can create a command, okay, based on this input and output. So what is this is the operation of the programming. So we start with the arithmetic operation. So MATLAB, okay, has 2 different type of arithmetic operation. So basically there are 2 operation. Okay, there can be either metric operation, which is you learned before, just a metric, okay, or this is a array operation. Okay, these things are different. And how to differentiate this metric and array? You use period dot. Okay. So what and make sure that you know that plus and minus is unnecessary for metric and array operation. Okay, metric and array is different when you multiply and divide. And power of, for plus and minus, you don't need to do it because it will produce the same thing. Okay, what is metric? What is array operation? So I have to show you first what is the difference because you can get confused after this. Okay, you remember this? This is a multiplication of a metric. So remember that when you want to do this, you remember that one, you have to make sure that, okay, you have to make sure that the metric is compatible. Remember that the metric needs to be compatible. So you have to know what is the size of the metric. Okay, first, wait. Okay, if you look here, if you look this part, the metric size is 2 multiplied by 3. So this is 2, okay, because it has 2 rows and 3 columns. So 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, this is the metric size. And then for the second one, this one is 3 multiplied by, okay, 3 multiplied by 2. Okay, so remember this, when you want to do multiplication using metric, so you have to make sure that this is compatible. So as a result, you will get 2 by 2 metric. Okay, this is what I mean by metric. So when you want to do this, is basically, so okay, the result is 1 multiplied by 7, 7 plus 2, 9, 2 multiplied by 9, okay, and then 3 multiplied by 11, 3 multiplied by 11. So you get this point. And then the same one, okay, for this side, okay. Okay, this one is 1, 8, is 8, 1 plus 2, 10, and plus something. So this is called metric. Okay, if you have any question, you can just open the map. I don't have the time to check one by one. Okay, just
Doctor,
open the map. Okay.
just now you said about the individual tutorial.
Okay.
So, what's do we need to do actually? I have enrolled
Okay.
myself to Turnitin and then
Okay. You just, okay. Wait. I have to turn off the pen first. Okay. This one. Okay. You have all this. When you do the MATLAB, you can write everything right in the command window. So you have to print this. Okay, print this and send it to MATLAB.
also
Okay,
just
send it to turn it in.
so we just put any number to make a matrix and then we just print and then post to Turnitin.
Yeah. According to the example, okay, there will be example. Just for example, I give you something like this. Okay. So this is the activity. You use a different number and then you do the same thing, just to ensure that you done the tutorial. Okay, and then you submit it to Turnitin. You just right click and print it. So you will get the file. Okay. Just put your name or something. Okay, and then you open it. Okay, the file will be like this. Okay, all your activity will be recorded in the command window. This one you submit in Turnitin. Okay, can you do that?
Doctor, just to clarify, have you
Yes.
given any tutorial questions yet? Not yet, right?
Oh, not yet, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, okay. So
I just want to explain this part first.
Okay,
What
okay,
is
alright. Thank you.
metric and array?
Okay, understand, Doctor.
Okay. When you see example, that one is the tutorial. Okay, I have explained the metric, right? This one is the metric multiplication. Okay. So what is the difference between metric multiplication and array multiplication. So you can see here, this is the metric one. So for array multiplication, it's different. So I give you example is 1, 2, 3, 4 multiplied by 4, 5, 4, 6, 9, 10. For example, okay, in normal metric, you have to multiply this with this one, 1 to 4, 2 to 9, you add together, you get 1 point. Okay, that is the normal metric. But for array metric, okay, this one is different. So this one is just 1 multiplied by 4, you get 4. 2 multiplied by 6, you get 12. 3 multiplied by 9 is 27, and 4 multiplied by 10 is 40. So the operation is different with the metric. Okay, this one is metric array. Okay, this one is metric operation. Okay, this one is array operation. Okay, make sure you differentiate this. So for metric operation, A multiply by B. But for array operation, it is A dot multiply by B. Okay, that is the difference between array metric operation and array operation. So make sure you know the difference. So in MATLAB, there are various operations that you can use. Okay, example here, the additional is the standard one. Subtraction is the standard one. This is multiplication. For multiplication, you have to use this symbol. You can use Shift 8. Okay, Shift 8 to multiply. Okay, and then right division. This one is near the Shift button at the left. This one is the standard way to do division. Left division means that you use a different the inverted slash. Okay, so it is at the top of the enter button. So when you use this, means that it is flip. Okay, instead of A divided by B, it is B divided by A. And for power off, okay, here power off. Okay, this one is you use the head button. Okay, something like this. Okay, this one is Shift 6. So that is how you show power. Okay, and then for array, remember that I said additional and subtraction, it doesn't care. But for multiplication, you can have different way to do this. Okay, either you can use a metric operation or array operation. Okay, for additional and subtraction, you it's the same. Okay, for array and metric. But for anything else, you have to make sure that you use the correct one. See, the difference is just a dot. Okay, the dot. So make sure that you use the correct one. And other operation is this one and this one. So this is transpose. So remember transpose, I will show you later. So we start with the metric operation. So, okay, start using your MATLAB. Open your MATLAB and try to do this. So if you have a metric here, okay, this one a metric, and you can just add or minus a scalar number. See? So basically when you do this, all of the value will be added or subtracted. Okay, if you involve with scalar value. So you can try any number and you can get the answer. Okay, for example here, A is 20, 30, 40. Okay, and then A plus 5 is basically you add every number in here is 5. So basically this is just a standard metric. So we look at example 2. Okay, you can see here A equals to this one, B equals to this one. So basically, when you have something like this, you just add it directly. Okay. Let me show you in this format. So for this, okay, so basically A is 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and B is 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this one is just a revision for you. So C is equals to A plus B. So just add according to the location. So 1 plus 4 is 5, 2 plus 5 is 7, 3 plus 6 is 9, and 4 plus 7 is 11. Okay, so this is how you do it. Okay, and in MATLAB, you can also try it in the MATLAB. Okay. So let me copy it. Okay, you will get the answer. So you can try any number. Okay, so this is just a basic additional and subtraction of MATLAB. Okay, additional and subtraction. Okay, remember that when you want to do a metric, you have to make sure that the array needs to be compatible. Okay, so when you want to do additional or subtraction with two different metric, you have to make sure that it is compatible. So for example, is A is 1, 2, 3, is 1 multiplied by 3 means that you have 1 row and 3 column. Okay. So you have 1 row. So you have 1 row. Okay, 1 row and 3 column means that it is a 1 multiplied by 3 matrix. But when you do this, this one is called transpose. Okay, when you transpose this, you get 1, 2, 3. Okay. So when you transpose, so the transpose value will be A transpose. Okay, this is transpose equals to 1, 2, 3. So this one is 3 multiplied by 1. So this one is 1 multiplied by 3. It's not compatible. When you want to do addition or subtraction, make sure that the matrix size is the same. Okay, how about multiplication? So this is just a normal multiplication. Okay, remember that when you do calculation on the paper, you don't need to put this. Okay, but for MATLAB, you have to put this. Okay, if you don't put it, it will become error. Okay, so you can try example 4. Okay, for both. Okay, and when it comes to multiplication or any operation in MATLAB, you need to know the BODMAS law. Okay, what is BODMAS? Okay, I think all of you already know, but I just do some revision for you. What is BODMAS? Okay. So what is BODMAS? So BODMAS. So basically what it means that this is bracket, power of. Okay, this one is division. This one is multiplication. This one is additional. This one is subtraction. Okay. So when it comes to operation, you have to do one by one from the according to the level. So what it means by level is, okay, when it comes to operation, you have to do the bracket first, and then you have to do the power off, and then you have to do the division on and multiplication, and then you have to do the additional and subtraction. Okay, when it comes to this, you have to follow this rule because MATLAB will use this rule. Okay, why is this important? Okay. Okay, why is this important? Because as you can see here, okay, because this is in bracket, you have to do in bracket first. 3 plus 2 is 5, and then multiply by 2. Then you get 10. But if you don't follow the both mass, 2 multiplied by 3, okay, is 6 plus 2 is 8. So basically, it's wrong answer. That's why it is important for you to know what is both mass. Okay. So next example 2, okay. Okay, remember that I said that you need to ensure that when doing multiplication in metric, okay, metric not array, metric form, you have to have the same, the correct size for the metric. Okay. So for this one, okay, this one. Okay, remember, like I said before, 2 multiplied by 3. If you have 2 multiplied by 3 metric, make sure that the next metric has the same row. Okay. Okay, you have to make sure that column for the first metric and the row for the second metric is the same. Okay, without it, you cannot do multiplication. Okay, so this is example 5 shows this. Okay, if the power, the metric size is not compatible, you cannot do the operation. So it will show error. Okay, so inner metric dimension must agree. So this one, the metric doesn't agree. So that's why you cannot do the operation. Okay, you will move on to example 6. Okay, for this case, you can see that A is equal to 1 to 3. This is a 1 multiplied by 3 metric. And for B is 4, 5, 6. So 4, 5, 6 is 3 multiplied by 1 metric. So when you look at here, it is compatible, okay, because this number and this number is the same. So it is compatible, then you can do the calculation. Okay, you can try do this. Okay, make sure you choose a metric that is compatible with this. So for example 6 is just one number because 1 multiplied by 3 is, let me show this one. Okay, if you have 1 multiplied by 3 metric size and you have 3 multiplied by 1 metric, okay, make sure this is same, and you will get 1 multiplied by 1 metric you get from here. And for example, you have 2 multiplied by 3 metric, and then you have 3 multiplied by 5 metric. Okay, the result will be, okay, this is multiplication. The result will be 2 multiplied by 5 metric. Okay, this is from 2, this is from 5. Okay, so make sure you know how to do it manually and using coding. So for coding, you use this code. Okay, this one is from chapter 2. You learned it last week. And then this is the topic 3. You learn it today, how to multiply it. Okay, try to do it in the MATLAB. Okay, so we take a break for 5 minutes and make sure you check in your attendance. Okay, we continue our discussion on transpose. Okay, what is transpose? So you have to refer back to your previous knowledge on transpose. So just to recall, I give you example here. A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. If you want to transpose this, you use this symbol. Okay, in MATLAB, you also can use the transpose symbol in near the enter key. Okay, so this matrix will become 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is transpose. Okay, how about B equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, B transpose, you need to know how to transpose this is just 1, 4, 2, 3. Okay, 4, 5, 6. Okay, basically, if you have a location here, X, Y, okay. Okay, you have the coordinate for each number is I, X, Y. Okay. How I can show this? I 1, 1, I 1, I 1, 2, I 2, 1, I 2, 2, I 3, 1, I 3, 2. So basically your location is flip. So your data will flip. Okay, make sure you know how to do this flip. So C equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So C bar is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Column become row become column. Okay. So make sure you know how to do it manually and how to do this in MATLAB. So you can see here the example is, okay, example is 3 by 3 matrix. So when you transpose this, okay, 4, 5, 6, this one become row. Okay, 4, 5, 4, 5, 2, and then this one is become 4, 5, 2. Okay, and then 3, 1, 7 become this one, and 2, 9, 6 will become this one. Okay, so make sure you test this in the MATLAB and use a different number. And then for example 9, A equals to 1, 2, 3, and make sure you know how to transpose this and this. You get this. I think this one is called determinant, if not mistaken. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, you transpose it, and then you can multiply by the original. Okay. Try both of these examples. Okay, we move on to example 10. So how to do example 10 is, okay, what is example 10? As I mentioned before, you need to know what is both mass. Okay, bracket, power of, okay, division, multiplication, additional, and subtraction. So you need to know bracket needs to be done first. Okay, and then power of, and then division and multiplication has the same level. If you meet division and multiplication together, you have to solve at the left side first. So for this example, you have to solve left side first. Okay, so 5 multiplied by 6, you get 30. Okay, so 30 divided by 6, you get 5. 5 multiply, yeah, 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. So you need to know when you dealing with multiplication and division, you have to solve the left side first. Okay, you cannot jump. Okay, and here you can see here, this one is different. So you can see here, if you solve this, you have to make sure this is at the same level. So 5 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 5. Okay, you get 30. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 6 multiplied by 6 is 36. So make sure you know the rule of both mass. Start with left first, then to the right if the level is the same for division and multiplication. How about power? So power, remember, BOT-MAS. So power is at the second level. Okay, so you have to solve the power first, and then this one is minus. This is, you have to solve the level 4. So I show you back the note. So remember this. So bracket first, power of then, and then division and multiplication, and then the number 4 is additional and subtraction. Make sure you solve according to this law. So you can see here 4 power of 2, because you have to solve the power first. 4 power of 2 is 16, and then you put the negative, you get negative 16. So you can try using MATLAB. Okay. And if you want to, for example, for this example, you have bracket, because bracket has higher parentheses than, you have higher level of than the power of. So you have to solve in the bracket first. So negative 4 power of 2, you get 16. So negative multiplied by negative is positive. So example 11 and 13 is same. Okay, is the relationship between different level. Okay, if you can see example 12, okay. Okay, you can see here, if you do this, you get different. If you do this, you get answer like this. But if you put bracket, the MATLAB has to solve the bracket first. Okay, so the answer will be the same, 1. So be careful. If you have bracket, you have to make sure that you have to solve the bracket first. When you want to do a statement, equation, arithmetic equation, make sure that you consider the both mass in the writing as well as in the MATLAB. Okay, understand this? So make sure. And last part is the string. Okay, when it comes to string, okay, if you have add string with number, means that ABC plus 1, 2, 3. Okay, it will automatically convert the number into a value. So A, for this case, the MATLAB assume A is 65. So 65 plus 1 is 66. So if you convert 66 into a character, it will become B. So A is 65, B is 66, C is 67. Okay. So how about this one? So for this one, okay, you have to make sure you don't have to consider too much, because you have to memorize what is the number for hello. Okay. Okay, even I don't know this. Okay. So basically it is this one. So it will done one by one. Okay. So for array operation, yeah. Okay, for array operation, we will continue in the next class. Okay. Any question before I end the class? Okay, make sure you submit your tutorial in the Turnitin. Okay, see you next week. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon.
The tutorial is the example doctor.
Example tu try tapi nombor lain. You
Okay.
have to use a different number for tutorial. Just to I just want to make sure that you done the activity. Okay, if you don't done the activity, you cannot understand it.
So every example ke just the one you said just now.
Every example.
Every example, okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Including,
example 1 to 15, right? Right, before this.
including
Yeah.
array operator.
Array operator.
Tadi yang doktor kita sambung next tu. Yang example.
Oh, array tak payah.
Okay.
Sampai 15 saja.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sampai 15. Example 1 to example 15 only. Okay,
Oh.
just try it. No, it's not too hard. Just try how what happened. Okay.
Alright. Thank you, doctor.
Okay, welcome. See you next week.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome.